Good morning, everybody. Jayy here with another episode of War of the Visions Weekly, where we do news, we do interviews, we've got your PvP highlight of the week, and importantly for this week, we have the complete look at the UR unit tier list. We got the limited units, we got the non-limited units, we're smashing that thing together and taking what I think is the best look at a UR tier list in this game yet. At least in my opinion, because I'm the one who made it. So let's get right to it. Okay, just like always, our first segment of War of the Visions Weekly is going to be the news, and we've got some pretty big news today. First of all, let's start with the vision card. Now, this vision card looks like it's pretty good. I'll need to see the stats on it to give like a, if it's going to be like OP or whatever, but it's important because it's the Zazan UR vision card, which means UR Zazan soon, probably, hopefully. Hopefully they give me enough time to recuperate some Visior, because I think a lot of people will be going for this guy. Since he is our global exclusive unit that we voted for, it's going to be awesome. Now, this vision card looks like it exists to be another addition to the water team vision card list. It's got all these like water only features to it. Makes me think that UR Zazan's going to be water as well. But be excited for this. It's also an interesting way to sprinkle in Elsorel into mono water teams, which I think a lot of people have been kind of looking for, like, how can I add a little more magic resist to my mono water group with Tidus? And Elsie is a natural fit to that because she scales with slashing. She seems like a good fit for a Tidus group, and this card will give her Man-Eater up. So it could be a fun way to sprinkle her into some mono water groups. Just saying. Okay, let's go next though. We have to talk about these new EX units, because we are getting a big list this week. 5 more EX units, 2 of which are UR, 1 MR, 1 SR, 1 normal, and of course the normal one is Zazan. I don't know if there's anything too exciting about him. Phoebe is a big time SR unit, maybe the most important SR unit in this game. Her getting her EX is a big deal, so look forward to that. Sir O, Dr. Diggs is excited. Nobody else cares. Medina. Guys, I looked at Medina's EX jobs. She gets an upgrade to like Flare, which looks pretty cool. But overall, I was not super impressed with her EX. And then Gilgamesh is getting his EX. And it upgrades Kotetsu, which is his best move. Gilgamesh EX is going to be really strong. Now, notice the elements here. The 2 URs are ice. I think this is to like encourage those Auronnj players. If you went for Auronnj and you're like, man, my ice team's just not where it needs to be, here's 2 UR 120 units that you might be able to add to that roster. So I think that's the big news for the EX units this week. We're boosting ice with more UR 120s. I will do a full like look ahead review on Gilgamesh and Medina's EX in another video. Don't have time for that now, but that's what's coming. Pretty exciting stuff there, especially Phoebe and Gilgamesh in my opinion. Now, just some other basic stuff. We're getting JP and item drop up. That's cool. More JP, more items, good. Continuing with the same kind of anniversary login bonuses. I've really enjoyed those. It's just more Visior, more polls, all things that you want. Now, big thing here for newer players. We're getting Rundal rerun. It's an event where you can like get the tokens, spend them in the shop, get your daily Gil Snappers, all that. But the EX here is for the Razel Gethi. Very worth farming, at least 1, maybe 2. So take the time away from like the Final Fantasy X events that are going on if you're a new player, and go farm yourself an +5 Razel Gethi if you can. It's very worth it for any gunner unit that you're using. Okay, last up, big news here for people who like Guild Wars. The map is changing to Castle Exterior. This is a map that we just ran a tournament on recently. It's a very short range map with the only real height differential being right in the middle, and it's not dramatic. There is easy access to the enemy team on this, especially since you can't do initial placement in Guild Wars. Also, note that it's dark resist up. Hello? So like all of these dark teams that were built to counter Yuna with like Dwayne one-shotting people, big oof, dark resist up, you're gonna need to go the route of like more magic resisty tanks or something like that. Maybe this is another boost to Auronnj players with these EX ice units coming out, with Auronnj being a pretty decent anti-magic unit himself. Things like that might become really prevalent in the meta on a map that has dark resist in a game state with Yuna and light teams running rampant. So pretty cool there. I'm looking forward to some really neat teams on this new guild battle map, and it's a map that I just like better than the current one, so I'm excited about that. Okay, we don't have an interview this week, so we're gonna go instead to the highlight of the week, which features my girl Eileen popping off. Okay, our PvP highlight of the week. You knew it was coming. We've got some 120 EX Eileen action here today. Recorded by yours truly. This is probably the only time I'll ever feature myself in this, but check out this action. We've got EX Eileen with the Earth squad rolling into the Light squad. It's Light versus Earth. Everybody's buffing up. Let's shoutcast us a match. Warrior of Light catches a re-raise. There goes Venera. She grabs the hate. Perfect. Here comes Sakura dropping her Eternal Pain limit break. She's like, what kind of damage can I do to this Venera? Answer is about 3 with your 3-hit combo, because she's a hell of a magic tank. Eileen, Hazard Form, her attack online, she's ready to go. Ryu buffing those re-raises, he's ready. Stop Strike, dodged by Venera. She walks up, punches Warrior of Light, Sakura walks in, slaps him, and Eileen's like, it's my time. Universal Glory, double kill. But guess what? It's Light Team Cancer, and Sakura's back to life. Oh, and guess what? Warrior of Light's back to life too, because it's a Light team, and that's what they do. Meanwhile, Yuna's going to walk in there, say, hey, don't worry, I'm going to make sure everybody's full health. And we've killed 2 people, yet their whole team's full life. How does that work? I don't know. Eileen, what can you do about it? I can kill 2 more people with the Universal Glory. That is 4 kills in the fight for Eileen. Ryu barely even had to do anything yet. Meanwhile, though, Eileen gets pounded a little bit by this fast Sakura. Out of AP, has to go for the poke, and then, oof, the hero of the match does die. She's quickly avenged, though, by her very good friend, Winter Venera. And that's the fight. That's your highlight of the week. That's 4 kills by Eileen before she sacrifices herself for the cause. GG. Thank you, Eileen. You're the best. Okay, now we come to the part that I probably worked on the most for this week's episode, and that was combining my limited unit tier list and my non-limited unit tier list. And this was quite the endeavor. I had some things to think about here, because you really start to see a more complete picture of the UR units in this game when you combine these 2 lists. You can see I added an SS tier at the top, because I just felt like there were some units in this game that transcended even the good units. And then at the bottom there, you can see the units that I've changed. You can see I'm still waiting for a King Elda EX video, and we're going to add Auronnj to the list. In fact, all of these things have already been done. So let's look at it real quick. Let's go over these changes, because they are kind of significant. First of all, on the non-limited list, you had Uldoa, Eileen, and Jayy moving out of the C tier into the B tier because they've gotten their EX jobs. I still don't think any of those 3 units is like super dominant or worth being an A or an S tier unit, but B tier allows you to like fit in the game and fulfill your one role, and I think they all can do that now. Jayy actually does a respectable amount of damage with her EX job and still brings like charm to the table for some manual PvP shenanigans that she can pull off. So I think all of them are B tier units now, and I'm feeling pretty comfortable with them there. If you have a video of King Elda EX putting in some work, I would love to see it, because I have a feeling he's better than C tier, but I can't move him off of that until I see it in action. Engelbert, by the way, keep your eyes on him as far as my tier lists go if you care, because I have a feeling with Auronnj, with Tidus, with these slashing type units, EX Gilgamesh, I feel like Engelbert might creep up a little bit. Like, I don't know, we'll have to see kind of what he does. And then Mashari, give me that EX Mashari so I can put her out of D tier, please. Now, limited units. That double S tier was made specifically for Yuna right now. I think Yuna is just the greatest unit in this game. Her full character review's coming out in a couple of days. She's just better than the rest of them. Now, the S tier, right? Like, notice that's Tidus and Auronnj. There's the new addition, Auronnj going straight into S. But there's some other changes there too. I bumped Warrior of Light up from A to S. I just think that his, like, universal usability makes him really good. And I bumped Winter Venera up to A tier because there's so much magic in this game right now, and she has such big moves, she's so fast. Like, she might be the best magic tank in the game, or at least I think she's as good as Rain, who's also an A tier unit. So I wanted to line them up. So that's why I moved her to A. Delita, yeah, I'm a little bit more sold on Delita. He definitely does fulfill his role, and he can be like sort of a, he can be a tank as well. So I did move him up to B. I thought I was a little bit too hard on him. I tried to move Christmas Ramada up. Couldn't do it. She just is too squishy. She needs like too much to work, so I'm keeping her down there. And then Thancred also still hanging out in that C tier. So there's my complete list. The rules I'm going to stick by for this going forward is anytime we get a new unit, I will add them. However, notice how there's a limited number of spaces on each row. I will not go more than that many spaces per rank. At some point, like, say, look at the B tier on non-limited units, for example. There's only 2 more spots on B tier. If there's another unit that comes out that I feel like is a B tier unit and that ends up filled up, I'll be like, okay, one of you's either going up or down. Like, that is enough units to be that tier. And so that's what I'm going to kind of use as the cutoff point. There's also that same cutoff point on limited units, although theirs is a little shorter because there's less of them. Also, I think that these tier lists do a pretty good job reflecting the current state of like the strength of limited units and the strength of non-limited units. Look how the limited is more weighed towards S, like, so many limited units are so good, whereas the non-limited units seem to be weighted more towards like that A and B tier, which is just fine, but you can tell that the limited units are pretty dang strong. Yeah, so that's the tier list. I worked pretty hard. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but this took a boatload of work. So please let me know how you feel about it. Even if you think it sucks, just tell me. Like, I would love to make it better in some way. So, yeah, that's what I got for you this week, guys. No interview because we're running a little bit long with the tier lists and the news, so I just cut the interview this week. If you need to use some Amazon coins, please consider using my Amazon coin affiliate link if you want to support the channel. And that's it. We've got Auronnj's review coming out tomorrow and Yuna's review following closely behind, so look forward to those. And I will see y'all in the next video.